Corfu Channel incident case, the dispute that occurred between two countries, namely Albania and England. The first incident was on 15 May 1946, the second incident was on 22 October 1946, and the third incident was on 12 and 13 November 1946. The Corfu Channel incident originates since 15 May 1946. During the incident, two British warships, Orion and Super B, which passed the northern part of the Corfu Channel, were fired by the Albanian batteries.
However, the shells missed, so the ships suffered no damage and no human casualties occurred.
Urban Puto, in his book titled International Public Law, emphasized that the British ships sailed without a raised flag, and the firing of Albanian coastal batteries was done to gain the attention of the warships to raise their flag and make their affiliation known. According to the official Albanian position, the Albanian coastal battery fired as a sign of warning to both ships. It was only after the firing that they raised the British flag, and the Albanian coastal artillery stopped the shooting. After this event, Albania and England exchanged notes, which resulted to a completely two opposite position. Albania stated that foreign warships had no right to pass through Albanian territorial waters without prior authorization. The British position was different. They stated that their warships and that of other states had the right to an innocent or peaceful passage. According to the British position, the Corfu Channel is considered as an international channel. As a result, no state, neither England, had the need for any passage permission. In 17 May 1946, Chairman Spyro Moses declared the command that prevented the passage of foreign warships and merchant vessels in Albanian territorial waters without prior notification and authorization by the Albanian authorities. The fear of the Albanian state by a British invasion resulted in a dialogue between the head of the Albanian government of the time, Enver Hoxha, and the Yugoslav government leader J.B. Tito. The meeting was held in Belgrade in June 23, 1946. The two leaders' meeting addressed several issues such as military affairs, the condition of the land, and the marine borders of the Albanian state. On the 18th or 19th of August, another meeting was held with the two leaders, Albanian and Yugoslav. The time around, the meeting was held in Bled, Slovenia. According to Professor Pascal Milo, this meeting was focused on the scenario of placing mines in the Corfu Channel. After the meeting in Bled, in August 29, the chief of the Yugoslav Army, Lieutenant General Kocha Popovic, sent a letter to the Ministry of National Defense. In his letter, he indirectly implied that the Yugoslav side expressed readiness to carry out the mining of the Albanian territorial waters in the name of their clearance. However, this move was designed to preserve the secrecy of the operation.
The mining of Albanian territorial waters on the southern coast and in the Corfu Channel was done on the night of 18 September 1946. The process of mining was conducted by the Yugoslav Federation with the participation of an Albanian officer. The incident of 15 March 1946 that occurred in the Corfu Channel was considered as a severe wound to the English national pride and its navy. As a return to what happened on March 15, 1946 in Albania, England made a secret operation codenamed XCU on October 5th, and thus this was associated with the operation plan of October 13th, codenamed XCUI, which means turning Corfu. The British secret plan was actually prepared to provoke the Albanian state. On October 21, the preparation for Operation XCU were completed. It was planned that during this day, the ships were to conduct the operation in the Corfu Channel. The plan would be carried out secretly, and even the Greek state was advised to keep it as a secret when they were informed about the operation. On October 22, 4 British cruisers and destroyers came from the port of Corfu and moved towards the direction from the northern part of the Corfu Channel. During the cruise, One of the British destroyer, the Samores, struck a mine and was gravely damaged. The other destroyer, the Follets, which was sent to assist Samores, struck another mine and was also seriously damaged. This incident was regarded as second in the Corfu Channel, which was also a tragedy for the English. 44 British sailors were killed, while 42 were injured, without calculating the material damage.
No fire came from Albanian coastal batteries during that time, and Albania sent out a ship waving a white flag.
After the 22 October explosion, the British government sent a note to Albania saying that they want to sweep out the Corfu Channel. But the Albanian government rejected their proposals because the operation did not involve the participation of the Albanian authorities, and that minesweeping carried out in these waters constituted a violation of Albanian sovereignty. On the 12th and 13th of November 1946, England commenced the operation of clearing the mine in the Corfu Channel. On 14 November 1946, the Central Committee of Mine Clearance openly announced that the operation undertaken by England on 12 and 13 of November was not given any authorization, and thus the mine clearing operation in the Corfu Channel was conducted without the authorization of this committee.
On December 3, 1946, the British government addressed the Albanian government with a note. The Albanian government was informed about the completion of sweeping operation in the Corfu Channel. According to the British government, during the operation in question in the Corfu Channel, a total of 22 mines were found. 2 of these mines were sent to the British naval base in Malta to develop an expertise. The note also stated that through the expertise, it was concluded that the mines were placed not earlier than 6 to 7 months before the incident and was produced in Germany. In the note, they explained that the Corfu Channel was cleaned once after the war. As a result, this led to the conclusion that the mines were placed by the Albanian government, or at least the Albanian government should have been aware of the placement of mines. Based on the fact provided by the English government, Albania should apologize to England. Also, they should compensate the victims and the state for the damages suffered in the incident of October 22, 1946. Thus, these were the English claims. The English note was examined very carefully by the Albanian authorities, and on December 23rd, they responded to the English government through a different note. On the note, they stated that Albania at that time did not have the tools for placing and removing mines. Given this fact that Albania has no tools at that time, they cannot be held responsible for placing mines in the Corfu Channel. To avoid further accusations about their mine replacement, the Albanian government suggested that the mines in the Corfu Channel could have been placed by the Greek state. After the response given by the Albanian government, the British state was forced to deliver the case to the UN Security Council. In January 1947, England submitted the matter to the UN Security Council. In accordance with Article 35 of the UN Charter, Paragraph 1, England requested the Security Council to discuss Albania's responsibility for the Corfu Channel incident. Subsequently, the Security Council began the review of the English request on February 18, 1947. The Albanian party in the Security Council was represented by Haisni Kapo and Karim Manjili, while the British side was heavily represented by Alexander Cadogan. The English side once again reaffirmed its position that the Albanian government is to be held responsible for the incident that occurred at the Corfu Channel. They also confirmed that the mines were placed secretly within a period of 6 months or less, and that the incident was a serious international crime. In addition, they affirmed strongly that their placement without notice constituted a crime against humanity.
The Albanian party rejected the English accusations. According to the Albanian representative, Haisni Kapo, he stated that the British had no evidence in the charge raised against Albania. He further stated that this entry of British warships in the territorial waters of Albania without notice and in war formations constituted a violation of the territorial sovereignty of Albania.
Broadly speaking, a territorial sea is a sea that lies on the outer side of the baseline and does not exceed 12 nautical miles. In this area, full sovereignty includes the airspace above it. The right of peaceful passage is according to 1982 Maritime Law Convention. It is the right to pass as fast as possible without stopping, and is peaceful in nature, not disturbing the security and order of the coastal state. This exercise of the right of innocent passage must A. Do not threaten or use violence that violates the territorial integrity, independence, and politics of the coastal state. B. Do not undertake military training or the like without the permission of the coastal state. C. Do not carry out activities aimed at gathering certain informations which violates the security of the coastal state order. D. Do not carry out propaganda activities that violate the security and order of the coastal state.
The right of peaceful passage is the right for foreign ships, so it is obligation of the coastal state to grant it. After several sessions of the Security Council on March 25, 1947, the SC made their pronouncement concerning the issue. In the debate that followed in the SC, it became apparent that representatives of the Western countries supported England's conclusion of accusing Albania to be responsible for the incidents. However, it was opposed by the Soviet Union. England was found in an unfavorable situation after the Soviet veto, so the Security Council passed a resolution on 9 April 1947, recommending that the United Kingdom and Albania resolve the dispute in the International Court of Justice. On May 22, the English side officially presented the case to the ICJ, which was based on Article 40 of the Statute of the ICJ.
The dispute of the Corfu Channel incident gave rise to 3 judgments by the court. The first one on 25th of March 1948, the second one on 9th of April 1949, and the third one on 15th of December 1949. On 9th of December 1947, the Albanian government requested the court to declare the application inadmissible. Then, on the 26th of February 1948, the first court hearing on the case was commenced. On 25th of March 1948, the ICJ finished examining the issue and made a decision based on the preliminary objection of the Albanian side. In its judgment, the court rejected the Albanian objection and fixed the time limits for the subsequent proceedings on the merits. The judgment was rendered by 15 votes to 1.
After the court announced the decision on the very same day on March 25, KE and Beckett informed the court that they had signed a compromise agreement on behalf of their respective governments. This for the purpose of bringing to trial the issue of the Corfu Channel incidents. However, it contained 2 points in the form of 2 separate questions that were being put forward to the International Court of Justice. 1. Is Albania responsible under international law for bombings that occurred on October 22, 1946 in Albanian waters, and also for the human loss that followed? And if so, does this present a case for reparations? 2. Has Great Britain, based on international law, violated the sovereignty of the People's Republic of Albania with the undertaken military actions by the British Navy in Albanian waters on October 22, 1946 and on the 12th and 13th of November 1946? And is there any place to give her satisfaction?
On 9th of April 1949, ICJ gave their verdict. In first question, the court responded by stressing that the government of Albania is responsible for blasting the mines in the Corfu Channel on 22nd of October 1946. In its judgment, the court declared on the first question by 11 votes against 5 that Albania was responsible. In regard to the second question, the court gave 2 answers. Firstly, with 14 votes for and 2 against, the court stated that there had been no violation of the territorial sovereignty of Albania on 22nd of October 1946, which was on the day of the mine blast. Secondly, the court unanimously recognized that on the 12th or 13th of December 1946, the English government violated the territorial sovereignty of Albania. This they accomplished by sending their navy to clear mines unilaterally without the knowledge of the Albanian authorities. Under the international law, the court held Albania responsible for the explosions which occurred on 22nd of October 1946 in Albanian waters and for the damage and loss of human life that resulted to the United Kingdom. In the third judgment that was rendered on 15th of December 1949, the court condemns Albania to pay to the United Kingdom a total compensation of £844,000. Therefore, this decision was communicated to the Albanian government, which in turn continuously challenged the decision of the ICJ. Furthermore, it was the Corfu Channel incident that has sabotaged the relationship between Albania and England for more than 5 decades. Aside from bilateral issues, the International Court of Justice and the United Nations had shown the capacity to impose international law. In addition, it also presents itself as a credible institution for resolving international conflicts among its members or beyond.